The Europa League is back again, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the first leg in the round of 16 matches. So far, this Europa League has been absolutely crazy. There has been so many upsets, so many crazy results, and in my opinion, it just keeps getting even better. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the first leg fixtures in the round of 16. And obviously, if you guys do agree with my predictions, remember to leave a comment down below. But if you disagree and you think there may be a few upsets here and there, remember to leave your predictions in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to reply to every single comment. I am a little bit sick in this video, so if my voice doesn't sound the same, that is the reason why. So without further ado, let's get right into these predictions. Starting off with the first match, we have AZ Alkmaar against Tottenham. Tottenham have been atrocious this season. They have been so poor in the Premier League, and we see them losing so many games that normally we would expect them to win, and currently they sit in the bottom half of the table. But in the Europa League, they actually haven't been that bad, and they did finish the league phase in 4th place, meaning that they skipped right through the playoff round into the round of 16. But coming up against AZ Alkmaar, I think it will be pretty hard for Tottenham. Honestly, I didn't think that AZ Alkmaar were going to make it this far, because coming up against Galatasaray in the last round, I thought Galatasaray would pretty comfortably beat them across both legs. But in the first match, they smoked Galatasaray 4-1, and in the second leg, they drew 2-2. Now, obviously, we all knew that Galatasaray were conceding a lot of goals, but the fact that AZ Alkmaar pretty comfortably ran through Galatasaray, I think they may cause a little bit of trouble for Tottenham. Earlier on this season, AZ Alkmaar were going through a very tough time, and they went a lot of games without getting a win. But for the last few months, they have been playing much more consistent, and they are a very good team. In this match, with the home advantage, I think it will end in a 2-2 draw. Moving on to the next match, we have FCSB against Lyon. In the last round, I did predict that FCSB would pretty comfortably win against PAOK across both legs, and that is exactly what they did. But now, coming up against Lyon, I think it's going to be much harder for FCSB. Obviously, I would love it if FCSB could make it into the quarterfinals, but Lyon are a much tougher team than the likes of PAOK, and they have much more experience in these UEFA competitions. And also, in terms of their attack, with the experienced Lacazette in the striker position, and players like Mikataudze and Ryan Cherki, who are young players that are very fast, very skillful players, I think this will be very tough for FCSB. With the home advantage, I do think FCSB will be able to score, but in my opinion, I think Lyon will win this game 2-1. Moving on to the next match, we have Fenerbahce against Rangers. In the league phase, Rangers were pretty good, and they did finish in 8th place, just getting that last spot to advance to the round of 16. But if you look at Rangers in recent matches, they have not been good at all. And in their last 5 matches in all competitions, they've lost 3 of those games, which is very poor. In the playoff round, Fenerbahce were coming up against Anderlecht, and in my opinion, I thought it was going to be very tough for Fenerbahce to get by them. But they did end up beating them 5-2 on aggregate to advance to the round of 16. And with the home advantage in this game, I think it will be another very good game by Fenerbahce. We saw how well they played in that first leg game against Anderlecht, and with their incredible attack, Dzeko having 12 goals in the Super League, Endesri with another 16, and even Dusan Tadic with 10 assists and 9 goals. I think that attacking lineup is very good, probably one of the best attacking lineups outside of the top 5 leagues. And for that reason, I think it will be very hard for Rangers to keep them out. I'm going to predict that Fenerbahce win this game 3-1. Moving on to the next match, we have Real Sociedad against Manchester United. In my opinion, Man United are in a very similar situation to Tottenham, as in the Europa League, they performed very good in the league phase, and they ended up finishing in 3rd place. But in the Premier League, they have been absolutely shit. They currently sit in 14th place. In my opinion, one of the biggest issues with Man United this season is that they have let a lot of players go, whether they sold them or they loaned them out, and they haven't been able to replace the quality of these players. Obviously, they have gotten replacements, but they haven't really been shining this season. And so far, if you look at some of Man United's attackers like Xerxes, Hoyland, Garnacho, all 3 of them only have 8 goals combined this season. And obviously, with Amad Diallo injured, I just don't know where these goals are going to come from. Now, obviously, Real Sociedad haven't been the best this season, and currently in the La Liga, they sit in 9th place. But with the home advantage, I think that they can easily take advantage of Man United, and I think they will win this game. I'm going to predict that Real Sociedad win this game 2-1. Moving on to the next match, we have Ajax against Frankfurt. Honestly, in the playoff round, Ajax didn't look convincing to me, as in the first game, they did beat Union Saint-Gilloise, but in the second match, playing at home, they ended up losing that game 2-1, and it was by a 93rd minute penalty that they were able to advance into the round of 16. Now, Frankfurt, on the other hand, have not performed good in the last 2 matches. To be fair, they have had very tough fixtures playing against Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, but they conceded 4 goals in both of those games. Now, obviously, they did recently lose their star striker Marmoush, who went to Manchester City, and currently, I just don't know where the goals are going to come from. Obviously, Ekitike has been very good this season, but other than that, some of the new signings that they brought in haven't really been performing that well recently. For that reason, I think this will be a very, very close game, but with the home advantage, I'm going to predict Ajax to win this game 1-0. Moving on to the next match, we have Bodo Glimt against Olympiacos. Olympiacos are having another amazing season where they have not lost a game in all competitions since October. They have gone over 4 months without losing a single game, which is absolutely incredible. On the other hand, when we look at Bodo Glimt, in the league phase, they did do very well, and in the playoff round, they did end up losing the first leg against FC Twente. But in the second leg, it was one of the craziest games so far in the Europa League. It ended 5-2, and now they are playing in the round of 16. In this matchup, Olympiacos are definitely the better team, and they have that experience. But in the first leg, they are going to be missing their star striker El Kabi, as he is currently out with a small injury. And playing away in Norway, the Bodo Glimt stadium and the field is a very, very tough place to go to. It is very, very difficult. And for that reason, I think this game will end in a 1-1 draw. Moving on to the next match, we have AS Roma against Athletic Club. These teams did end up coming up against each other very early on in the league phase, and that game did end in a draw. Now, in my opinion, Roma were definitely the better team in that game, but Athletic Club did defend very well, and obviously they got the draw. Under Claudio Ranieri, Roma have not lost in the last 11 games. They have been playing much, much better in the Serie A. We see their midfield and their attack look much better together. The chemistry between the players looks much better than it did at the start of the season. And in my opinion, they can definitely make it pretty far in this Europa League. Obviously, Athletic Club are a good team. They have some very, very good attackers, some very skillful players. And I think this will obviously be a very, very tough game for Roma. But in my opinion, with how good they've been playing recently, I'm going to predict Roma to just edge it in this game. And I think they're going to win this game 1-0. And finally, the last game we got is Victoria Pilsen against Lazio. Victoria Pilsen has been shocking a lot of people so far in this Europa League. In the league phase, they ended up finishing in 16th place. And in the playoff round, they ended up knocking out Ferencváros, beating them 3-1 on aggregate, and obviously winning the home game 3-0. Now, coming up against Lazio, in my opinion, this is probably the toughest team that Victoria Pilsen could have got. And sadly for them, I don't think they have any chance against Lazio. Lazio have been very, very good this season. Currently, they sit 4th place in the Serie A, and in the league phase, they did finish in 1st place. And in my opinion, in this Europa League so far, they have definitely been the best team. Now, if you look at Lazio recently, they have been struggling with their attack. They've been rotating a few players. They've been struggling to find goals. And obviously, their main striker is currently injured. But in my opinion, they still will definitely win this game. I think with the home advantage, Victoria Pilsen will definitely score a goal, but I think Lazio will score multiple goals, and I think they will win this game 3-1. And that is the end of this video. Those were my Europa League predictions for the first leg in the round of 16 matches. If you guys agree with my predictions, remember to leave a comment down below. But if you disagree with my predictions and you think there may be a few different results than to what I said, remember to leave your predictions in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to reply to every single comment. Obviously, if you guys did enjoy this video and you're excited to see the second leg predictions that will be coming out in a week, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos.